Ladies and gents, I am MrEdgeFan or Joey, whatever floats your boat, and we are doing the second installment of the Shut Your Mouth podcast. And first off, we're gonna show you who's with us on this night. We've got Iodill or Aaron, whatever floats his boat or your boat. And say hello.
Hello.
And we've got Gramps.
Hello.
Hello.
We've got and his sister, is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And look at that. We weren't even expecting her, and she just comes on in. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we've got Serboy.
What's good?
What up, bitch?
Seriously?
And then we've got Steve, Brandon. You know, he's got all a bunch of fucking names.
Yeah, home slice.
Home slice. And we've got WSS question mark, who I'll be calling W.
Hey. Should we start on the topics list?
We should.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's start with Iodill for the purpose of organization. Iodill, what do you think of the shield?
I'm not necessarily gonna give my opinion because after this aching question I've always wondered. But I was always curious as to why Roman and Rollins were in the tag team, and then Ambrose was that main dude, and then they end up giving Roman the push.
Science.
Yeah, that doesn't make. I never thought about it, to be honest. I don't even know. Maybe to have the big guy and the small guy together as one. You know, that whole thing. And then because Dean was kind of the mic dude, then they thought he would work better as a singles guy. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's always been a pattern in the WWE for them to have a big guy and a small guy together. So that's probably why they did it.
It doesn't surprise me that Reigns got the push though, because he's such a big guy.
The big fucker. They trust them for whatever reason. I like Dean more than I like Roman, in my opinion.
Same.
I like Roman. Rollins can go fuck himself. So
Not
I'm
holding
hoping.
anything back.
No, why should I? But yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not sure if this whole thing with Reigns with his whatever the hell happened to him, if that might hold him back at all, or I don't know. Hopefully though, Dean is not held back, and Dean is actually in the main event while his other two brothers are.
Now, I haven't watched in a while, but Iodill, what you said earlier, out of the three, Roman and Rollins were the tag team, but Ambrose was the singles guy. But then Roman and Rollins got the push, and Ambrose didn't, right?
I think they all three kind of got a little push.
Yeah, because Ambrose and Rollins, they are the two who are pushing each other, for lack of better terms. They're the ones in the feud, so they're feeding off of each other. They're both getting pushed. It's just that in the long run is what's scary.
But Reigns beat Kane's record for Royal Rumble eliminations. Rollins won the Money in the Bank. What did Ambrose do?
He became a badass.
And all the women love him.
Fair enough.
He's the second face. People after Roman, it's him. He's fucking loved.
The titty master.
Hell, Ambrose could become the new Steve Austin.
Yeah, basically. If you think about it that way. Holy shit! Yeah, that's a good connection. I never thought about that. He is a new Steve Austin, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
Well,
in a lot of ways.
When I watched it, Ambrose had actual talent compared to Austin.
Exactly.
Austin. So we have Austin haters here. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Alright, I fucking love the guy. So.
He beats
But-
women.
I don't know. I'm not an Ambrose fan.
Boo.
We'll go fiddle a stick then.
Wasn't Ambrose didn't he have a sort of Heath Ledger Joker gimmick when he was in the Indies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
John Moxley.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
that's what I
fucking
thought.
good. It's a lot like the one he has now, just his current one is a bit calmed down.
And he actually did like super hardcore matches and stuff. In fact, he
Oh.
was in CZW for a couple of years.
I've seen some shit, and like the blood that was pouring all over his body. Mick Foley wished that he could fucking bleed that much. Ambrose will get his push. They're not gonna just drop the ball with him. Like, he's trustworthy. He's a good wrestler. The crowd fucking loves him. They would be idiots to drop him.
You know, they'll find a way.
Yeah. They'll plant weed into his car and have him get pulled over or some shit.
They'll have him ride with RVD and Jack Swagger.
That'd be a good match though, from like Swagger's point.
Ambrose and Swagger, it's probably happened. RVD can go fuck himself, and he always could have gone and fucked himself. I fucking hate him with a passion.
I stopped
Why?
watching after Del Rio became champ again, but what wound up happening to Swagger?
He got a. Oh, you want to explain? No.
No, he was like caught driving under the influence of marijuana, I think, because he was supposed to get a big push towards one of the WrestleManias. I forgot which one, but they buried him after that.
I think it was 28.
I think so.
29. No, 29.
Okay.
29. Yep.
Wait, didn't something? Oh, sorry. You want to go? Sorry.
No, you.
Oh, wait. Didn't something like that happen to RVD when he was the WWE and the ECW champion back in 2006, though?
Probably.
RVD.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing, though. Like, how are you going to get pulled over when you're the WWE champion and the WWE ECW champion? Like, that's stupid as hell.
He eats marijuana for breakfast.
Hey, you can't blame him. He's got the munchies.
Well, RVD hasn't always been the smartest guy, so
He's a talentless prick. He's a stupid prick, and he's a prick who can go, as I will say again, fuck himself.
Dude, RVD
Okay.
makes Gene's character look like hell freaking Albert Einstein.
What'd they wind up doing with Reigns?
They stopped.
Well,
Pretty much.
they didn't have a choice. He was supposed to get a push, then his body said, "I'm just fucking kidding," and so he's out for whatever reason. Not for whatever reason, but for a long time.
And Daniel Bryan's out too, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
because his body said, "Fuck you too."
So Dean Ambrose is the second top face in the company right now.
Pretty
yeah, I guess.
Where's Big Show?
Being a prick.
Yep, pretty much. He's nowhere near the top right now. He's more of in the mid card at this point.
So I haven't watched either. But all right, let's compare Raw cheers, because SmackDown cheers, they edit those goddamn things in. But Raw cheers, when they who gets the louder pop, Cena or Ambrose? Positive pop, not like
Probably Ambrose.
Ambrose.
okay. So with Reigns out for the moment, he is the he's the top right now, kind of.
Yeah. Wait, I'd just like to go over something. I swear I saw where, like, they might not still be a tag team, but I saw where Big Show and Mark Henry were a tag team for a little.
They
And
still
a year
are.
or two ago, in 2011, those two were supposed to be out for each other's blood, like, genuinely hate each other.
Dude, that's WWE.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what he is.
Look at DX. That's the prime example.
Oh yeah. No
That
kidding.
is the perfect example. If that's not a good example, look at. Okay, as long as people are faces, whatever happened in the past does not exist. As long as they're both in the same boat, WWE says screw the past. Let's just do this because we can. It's like they don't give a shit.
So much changes in so little time in WWE. It's just give it a few years and everything's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, give Orton one face turn, and him and Cena are best friends, defending each other. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, then freaking Orton beat up Cena's dad twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's forget about that. Like that never happened. Fuck it.
He didn't kick his father's skull in, you know. Screw that.
Yeah.
That can go fiddle the stick.
Well, it's like Orton. Didn't he like kiss Stephanie McMahon once, and now he's like Triple H's boy? I mean,
He did kiss Stephanie, didn't he?
yeah.
I do remember
Yeah, he
that.
did. He like spiked DDT'd her from the second rope, and then he kissed her while Triple H was handcuffed to the turnbuckle.
I remember
Yeah,
that, yes.
Orton
And
and
he
Triple
kicked
H
him
have
in
had
the
two
neck.
big feuds. One when they were breaking up Evolution back in 2003 or so,
Yeah.
and back in 2009 when they had it at WrestleMania 25, I want to say.
Yeah.
That was back when we had like good heel Orton. Now they turned him heel again, and it was just disappointing.
Now he's
No.
he's just kind of the weakling corporate minion, right?
No. I'd rather this than the Viper. Like, okay, no. I should reword that. What he did in 09 was good for like the first fucking 3 months. Then from there it just got stale and boring. I'd rather the Orton that they have now, who is both crazy and sadistic and just a sick son of a bitch, but at the same time cocky and aware of his arrogance and just parading around like a badass. Like that, they found a happy medium, and I like what they've done with him.
I'm pretty sure that was always Orton.
But it wasn't, because like take for example in 09, right? Because I remember, because that's when I started to watch. That was the first big feud that I saw like through and through live each week. And Triple H, Orton. The first week was the week he kicked in Vince's head. He was fucking nuts. He wasn't being arrogant at all. He was just being like, they had it where he had a mental problem where he just snaps and like he just goes crazy. Like they worked with that. Like he was nuts, not arrogant at all.
I think it was called like IED or something like that.
Yeah, he's like they had a name for it and everything. It was ridiculous.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that feud like the back of my hand. Like he was just nuts, and I loved it then. But now I'm like,
I used to really love Orton.
I still do.
I do too, yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm an Orton guy.
Whole time I watched, which was about 2 years or so, Orton was a face. So I don't know what you guys are talking about here.
Yeah, that's not a good time to talk about.
No.
He
I
cannot
enjoyed
work
Orton in
as a
that period.
The only thing he did in that period was make funny faces.
and do fucking jumping jacks and splits after KOing Mark.
Oh yeah, I
and
saw
Mark
that.
Henry. That's
For
all
some reason,
he
they
was.
put that in the game.
He was bad. He was bad.
Yep.
Like they should, and I heard that he might be getting another face turn. And
I'm done.
dreading.
Nope.
He
Nope.
cannot
Nope.
work as a face for the
No.
life.
Well, he sells as a face. He sells merchandise, and he gets the Make-A-Wish
Sells as a
kits.
heel.
The
He's
women love him.
I think last time I checked, aren't they trying to run a feud between Miz and Ziggler now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, they are. Unfortunately, two of the biggest people who I wish would just screw off.
The
Miz is my
Intercontinental.
all-time favorite wrestler.
Miz
Miz?
is awesome.
Mhm.
Miz.
I don't like Miz. I
Those-
used to.
I didn't like him as a face. When I stopped watching, they tried to make him a face. That didn't work.
That's what got me to tell him to really just. That was made me an anti-Miz guy. Like I liked him when he was champion. I was the biggest Miz mark. Me and my friend would come into school and rave about Miz for hours upon hours upon hours. Now he's just boring. His gimmick annoys the living mess out of me.
And Ziggler was a face when I stopped watching too. Like, they turned him face to have him betray AJ.
He's still a face. He hasn't left that.
So, Miz turned heel?
Yep.
Mrs. Yeah, when he returned, he had this whole gimmick, stupid shit.
Hollywood.
Well, between them turning Miz heel again and getting rid of Del Rio, actually sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, but trust me, it's not. You're still gonna be sorely disappointed.
Yeah. The Hollywood Miz gimmick sounds cool, but when you see it in action, it's like, eh.
It is so cheesy. Like, it is textbook from a 1985 movie. It's like, don't touch the face. The face is too fabulous. It's just ridiculous. It's terrible.
Not like Hollywood. No, I liked Hollywood Rock though. He was hilarious.
Yeah, he was
Hollywood Rock was how they should have went with The Miz, in my opinion.
I can't see the Miz doing the figure 4.
good.
Oh, sorry.
No. The one thing that I never got about Miz, remember back, I think it was WrestleMania 27, or no, 29, it was Miz and Barrett in the pre-show. The IC title was on the line. This is my theory, because they put the title on Barrett the next night after Barrett lost it. And that's not like WWE really, not usually. Especially with faces, with heels maybe, but not with faces. He was a face. I feel like he might have botched that end by screwing up the figure 4 and making it so Barrett couldn't move and he couldn't bear it, and he tapped from it. That's always been my theory, because I think he completely fucked up a WrestleMania. They did it again to him though, like last month, because he beat Ziggler for his title again, and the next night Ziggler took it back.
Yeah, the Intercontinental title has changed hands like 6 times in the past 2 months, and
at least
between
it's
the
getting
same 2 people.
But it's getting screen time finally. Like, it's actually doing something, even if it's between 2 completely disgusting people. It's still getting screen time.
The Miz can't catch a break.
No, he can't.
He's a one-hit wonder.
I think those two are putting on the best matches on Raw the last couple months. I mean, they've been tearing it up, I think.
Pretty much.
Plus, Sandal's getting more screen time, so I'm in.
Yeah, but look what he's flipping doing. I mean,
he's replaced Santino, hasn't he?
Yeah.
For like 10 seconds.
He's the Miz's stunt double. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my freaking life.
It is pretty bad.
He's the Miz's stunt double?
Yes.
He literally.
You gotta be kidding me.
Dude. They come out and do like this boys to men type bullshit as they come to the ring completely in sync. It's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen, I swear.
Don't they call Miz down?
Yeah, Dave
Oh my
down.
I quit.
And then they had R-Truth do it with Ziggles. He was Ziggler or something like that.
Wait, what is pink tights though? Pink, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out with pink tights.
And they were having the commentary team try their best not to bring up the fact that R-Truth is black and Ziggler is white.
Oh my god.
I'm curious who they put in charge of the tag team names nowadays. Like, just put their 2 names together. That's good enough.
Oh, Slater Gator.
Slater
What?
Pete Slater and freaking what's that guy's name? Titus O'Neil. Stupidest tag team name ever.
Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting superstar pushes.
Yeah.
I never got why Slater was kept on, but McIntyre and Mahal were released. Like when you think all 3 of them would have been pushed out?
I don't know.
I would have kept McIntyre and released the other 2 myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have even hired Jinder to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was happening there.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know why Dodie did that thing. Like, remember when Slater beat Rollins? Like, then he went on a renting state for a couple of weeks. Remember that?
Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
Because they still have faith in Heath and they, like, want to get him as far as they can without delegitimizing their titles by giving them to him.
But what do they see in him?
I don't know.
If he's so bad that they won't even give him even the slightest title push, like a number one contenders match, what's the point?
I don't know.
How is Ryder still even signed with them? That's another question.
Are both of them popular with kids? Because Slater seems like the kind of character that would be.
He was a
Not
heel.
really.
He's still a heel. And he's a shitty one at that.
Well, Orton, you just said Orton is a heel and he's successful
Orton
with the kids
is
as
Orton.
a heel.
Orton is Orton. Slater is talentless.
I don't
and
think Orton gets over kids though.
Sometimes people who are talentless get good gimmicks. Or
He didn't. He was not that lucky.
Yeah, he got
Slater's gimmick isn't necessarily good for wrestling and storylines, but little kids may like it.
No. They worked him as a douchebag for the longest time. Like, Orton is he's an anti-hero. He's an anti-hero of sorts. Even when he's a heel, people find some way to like him. Or maybe that's just me.
Should we go ahead and move on to the second topic?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Alright, what are we thinking of the Wyatt family?
Oh gosh.
Talentless.
Thank God that Luke Harper is getting a singles push, or at least hopefully, supposedly.
I kind of like their gimmick, but I'm not much. Actually, to be honest, I don't really pay much attention when they're there, and they're just kind of burned into my subconscious. But I have no idea about anything about them.
I'm the same way.
What I personally think is that they should have, like, push Luke Harper and then have a feud with Bray to say, like, he's the true monster or whatever, and then send Bray and the super shiny bald guy back down to NXT
The super shiny bald guy.
and never bring them back up to the main roster ever again.
Is Bray the super round fat guy? Anyways, back on. Okay. Okay. All right.
You guys okay?
I am. I don't know about everybody else.
I want to stop laughing.
There we
All
go.
right. All right.
I'm sorry.
I like to make fun of Wyatt, and at first I really didn't like him, but he's kind of grown on me. I think he's all right now, and I've always liked the reverse STO as a move.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always felt Luke Harper was the best of the group. That doesn't necessarily mean he's great, but it means he's a lot better than the other two. And Rowan, I've never cared about. He's never been a good wrestler. He's never had an entertaining gimmick. He's never had an entertaining moveset. So if they just get him out of there and separate Wyatt and Harper, that'd be good as far as I care.
I think they're all bad. Every last one of them, including Harper. But granted, my experience with them is limited because I watched like 2 matches of theirs and I was like I don't see the hype. They annoy me. They're hype. When people get hyped up and they're bad, it really pisses me off. But like the one thing I can say I like is they have the element of creepiness. They do it right because I remember their second TV appearance was in main event. The reason I remember that is because I saw it live. And I wasn't expecting it. It was some stupid match. I think it was like 3MB, like Slater and Jinder and Drew versus Kofi Kingston or somebody like that. And all of a sudden, mid-match, the lights just go off and their music starts. And you've only seen them once before, so you're like, who are these guys really? And they come out with the light and the chair, and they just wreak havoc, and he starts laughing into the mic. And that's the one thing I can say they do right. They do creepiness and scariness correctly. Everything else makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I understand that. Serboy, have you stated your opinion on them yet?
On who?
the Wyatt family?
Well, I like Luke, Bray's, and I hope Rowan gets released.
Seems to be the common opinion.
All right. Steve?
I like them all. I mean, I don't like them all. I like Harper. I don't like the rest. I couldn't care for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everyone said what they think of the Wyatts then?
I think maybe they should keep Bray and just send Eric Rowan back down to NXT. I don't know. All I know is that I think Bray's finisher is like super awesome. It's just that he does it so sloppily. Unlike Fandango, who actually did it like proper.
Fandango. I forgot that guy existed.
How was he not released yet?
Oh, how was JTG not released after all these years?
Oh, he did finally.
I think they forgot he was there.
I thought it was funny that they released all those guys and everyone was like, oh, JTG survives again. And then the next day, JTG gets released.
Can I suggest a topic? We should do like old school wrestling stuff.
Oh, yeah, I think we did for the beginning of the first episode.
It wasn't a topic.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
I wouldn't mind it.
what should we
It's
talk
the cream of the crop.
Shoot. Talk about the old school. Like, what do you consider old school? What do you think was the best old school period? Who was your favorite match, etc., etc.? It's all right there.
Like when I was like super young, I just thought like I didn't really know about any of that stuff. All I knew is that I immediately thought Bret Hart was awesome. So I just became a wrestling fan, and he was my favorite legend like ever, because everything from him like just equaled awesomeness.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Mhm.
For me, anything before I started watching is old school. So before January of 2009, my favorite, I have a few favorites. I fucking hate the Golden Age. Like nearly everything about it, Hogan's gimmick, and everything else just made me sick to my stomach. It was so corny.
But it had Jake the Snake promos.
But
It
that's
had
not.
Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat. Ric Flair.
You forget I hate snakes.
Joe Man.
But then you've got the new gen era, and I fucking love Razor Ramon. Always been a fan of Scott Hall. Like I just love his attitude, his swagger, the toothpick, the strut, everything. So Razor was a guy that I loved, and I love WrestleMania 10. Michaels and Razor will always be a favorite of mine. Then there's Michaels. If you don't like Michaels, I truly think you're a prick. Not seriously, but then there's my favorite era ever is Ruthless Aggression, not the AE like many others are. Ruthless Aggression just because like I loved Evolution, I loved Triple H back then. I loved Shawn. I just loved everything about it. It just seemed like they hit the mark with the Ruthless Aggression era.
Well, I really liked SmackDown in the early 2000s, so yeah, Ruthless Aggression era is my favorite era too.
We're ready to finish up.
All right.
It's been real, dog.
It's been weird.
Ladies and gents, for now, that will be it. It was rough, but it was a first for me and a few others, so it is what it is. Excuse me, I wasn't done, sir.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't done. I'll tell you when I'm done, gotch. I don't even know what I was going to say. But as the episodes go on and more people are on, and everybody, it's assorted, it'll get better. We'll improve. I think this was okay for a second episode. So I'm going to leave it to W to do that editing, get it up, and leave you guys with another podcast. So thank you from the Shut Your Mouth, whatever the hell it's called, podcast, and everyone on it. Good night.